Hola, ¿cómo están? Aquí Lucy. I hope you're doing awesome and ready to learn. So please make sure that you are ready. I usually recommend when you are listening to the video lectures that you got a pencil and pen with you, a pencil or a pen and a paper. That's what I meant, with you. So then you can take notes, right? Because that's the way, the best way to go back and see, okay, this is what I got. This is what I need. I need to have a question or something to that nature. Okay, here we're going to learn the vocabulary. So this video lecture is not going to be as long because you got Quizless when you can hear all these words and then you can listen to how to pronounce them. If you want to, you can tape yourself even when you say it on the phone, and then make sure that when you hear back to you, then you say, oh, they really sounds very distinctive. I start improving. In order to learn a language, it's a lot of work from your side. I mean, from my side, I can give you the lectures. I can give you, of course, how to use all these different tools to make it better. But at the end, if you practice, that's how it's going to make it better. Because you are the one who's going to have this knowledge and then talk about it. And at the beginning, you feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I say because I was there one time when I saw that, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to learn all these words. But when the time comes by, then you realize it is possible. We can do it. But it takes a lot from us to do it. But it's all worth it. Believe me, it's all worth it. Okay, so here we got some of the vocabulary. Remember when I talked to you about feminine and masculine words? Okay, here I give you also what is the article. So, la biblioteca, la cafetería, right? So then you know if the words are feminine or masculine. You know if the words are feminine or masculine. Una mesa, una mochila, un lápiz, un cuaderno, una calculadora. You know it's feminine, right? So please make sure that you know this vocabulary. Again, I can go one by one, but you got this on Quizless. And it's going to be easier for you to kind of listening those. Okay, now we're going to see something that is how to conjugate verbs. I think that this, I love when we start conjugating verbs. And the reason why I love it and I get so passionate about it is because that's when you're really going to start writing sentences with more meaning. Because you really start knowing how to say several things. And we're going to start with the verbs that NNAR. In Espanol, we got three categories, three groups based on the ending of the verb, right? In the infinitive form. So we got verbs that NNAR, verbs that NNER, and verbs that NNIR, right? For now, we're only going to talk about the AR verbs. But through the years of teaching, I realized that when students learn the AR verbs pretty well, the other stuff roll much better because it's the same kind of concept. So to conjugate an AR verb, what you're going to do is you're going to remove the AR from the infinitive. And you're going to say again, Lucy, remind me what is an infinitive. An infinitive is the verb without being conjugated. Okay? An infinitive is the verb without being conjugated. So, we're going to see many verbs right now, but for example, bailar. Bailar. So you see, you're going to take the AR and you're going to say bail, bail, and then you're going to add the endings according to what is the person who's doing the action, meaning the personal pronouns that we learned last time. Remember when we're talking about yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos, and ellas. So those are the equivalent to say I, you, he, we, they, right? And those are the personal pronouns. Okay, So most verbs in Spanish end in AR. We got cantar, that is to sing, trabajar, that is to work, and nadar, that is to swim. Notice that all of those verbs have something in particular and something in common. All of them end in AR, right? Cantar, end in AR. Trabajar, end in AR. Nadar, end in AR. And again, this forms the infinitive. The stem of the verb is the infinitive minus the AR. So hablar minus AR is habl, habl, H-A-B-L. You take the AR. Then you're going to attach all these endings according to who is the subject. So if I'm talking about, I talk Spanish, I'm going to put the habl, and I'm going to put it here, right? So I'm going to say, yo hablo español. Yo hablo español. When I'm talking about tú, I'm going to take the same habl, but I'm going to attach, right? Tú hablas español. Tú hablas español. I put the vos here because in some countries they use also vos as another informal way to say tú. You don't have to learn it. I just want to put it right there just for some of you to see that in many places that's being used. And I don't want that you get confused if you use it, if you listen in some place and say, I never been told about that, right? But really, what we do usually is the to form. This is very specific in some country, even though it's part of the grammar. But don't worry about it. Like I never in my life use this one. Never. Unless that I'm teaching and explain you what happened in other places. Okay, usted. Remember, UD is the abbreviation for usted. U-S-T-E-D. Usted. So you're going to say habl. I'm going to attach the A. So habla. Usted habla español. When you're talking about ella and él, that is she and he, you're going to take the habl. I'm going to attach the A. Habla. Habla. Right? And remember the A in español is pronounced habla. Muy bien. Nosotras o nosotros, we're talking about amos. So nosotros hablamos español. UDS is the abbreviation for ustedes. Ustedes. U-S-T-E-D-E-S. Ustedes. You guys. You all. I'm talking to a group of people and say, hey, you all hablan español. And then when I'm talking about ellas and ellos, I'm talking about they. Ellos hablan español. Ellos, ellas hablan español. Muy bien. Now, this is also in Quizless, but I feel that I'm going to say it to you because these are the verbs. With this, we're going to have the great opportunity then to be able to write sentences because now we got verbs. So now I can say who is doing an action. I can say what I'm doing. I can talk about somebody doing the action. I can tell you story. I can describe things. And now really we got more information that we can express in another language. That's why it's so important to know the verbs. Now, all of these verbs got something very, very, in common that we already talked about, right? And what is that? Exactly. That all of them end in AR. That is the common part that they all have. So all of them are going to use, if I go to the last slide, they're going to use this. O, as, a, amos, an. All of them are going to have the same pattern. You're going to take the stem, you're going to take the AR out, and you're going to attach the ending according to the person who is doing the action. meaning the subject pronoun. Okay? So, let's gonna say it. Adivinar, adivinar means to guess. Amar means to love. So, yo amo, tú amas, usted ama, él, ella ama, nosotros, nosotras amamos, ustedes aman, ellos and ellas aman. I take the AR and put the ND from the previous slide. Muy bien, andar is to take a walk. Bailar is to dance. Yo bailo en mi casa. Buscar is to look for. To look for. Yo busco un lápiz. Caminar. Caminar is to walk. Yo camino en el parque. Cantar is to sing. Ella canta muy bien. She sings very well. Comprar is to buy. To buy something. So, yo compro un lápiz en la librería. Yo compro un lápiz en la librería. Muy bien. Descansar es to rest. To rest. Desear es to desire. Enseñar es to teach. Remember, enseñar, da ñ. Sound like onion. It's kind of nasal. So, enseñar. Muy bien. Then we got escuchar, that is to listen. Yo escucho, tú escuchas, ella escucha, él escucha, nosotros escuchamos, ellos, ellas escuchan, ustedes escuchan. Muy bien. Estar is to be. Right? Even though that is NNAR, but that verb is irregular because remember the first conjugation say yo estoy. So doesn't really finish in an O, finish in a Y. And that's why it's an irregular verb. Estudiar, to study. Explicar, to explain. Hablar, to speak. Llamar, to call. Llegar, to arrive. Llevar, to wear. Mirar, to watch. Necesitar, to need. Yo necesito. Pagar is to pay. Practicar, practicar. Yo practico béisbol. Regresar is to return. Saludar is to greet. Tocar is to play but an instrument. Yo toco la guitarra. Yo toco la guitarra is to play an instrument or to touch. Okay? Tomar, tomar is to drink or to take. Trabajar is to work. Yo trabajo en una oficina. Yo trabajo en una oficina. Visitar. To visit. To visit. Right? Muy bien. Hablar is to speak. And I wanted to say something about this because what happened is that in Spanish, we really don't have any word that start with s, right? Like estudiante. We don't say estudiante. We say s. So when people from Latin America or from Spain or any Hispanic country, they're gonna speak English. Sometimes they got that problem with that s, because they don't have that sound. We don't have that sound. We just have the es sound. Especial, estudiante. So that's why that you probably see that it's not as clear that when somebody, speak English. Okay? So here I got some sentence. Carlos baila en la fiesta. Carlos baila en la fiesta. So Carlos, I'm talking about he. So he dances at the party. En la fiesta. En can mean in, can mean at, can mean also on. So en can mean on, can mean at, and can mean in. Okay? Ellos estudian inglés. Ellos estudian inglés. They study English. Yo trabajo en la universidad. yo trabajo en la universidad y tú cantas muy bien. Tú cantas muy bien. Hasta la próxima. Por favor, estudien mucho los verbos. These verbs are going to be really something that you're going to be reaching out all the time, right? If somebody asks you, what do you do? Where do you work? Where do you study? What do you like to do? Then you need all these verbs to say, me gusta cantar, yo estudio en la universidad, yo trabajo en la biblioteca. So please make sure that you write them down. If you need to do flashcards, great, so you can have it with you handy and study a few all the time. Or if you write it to do it via Quizless, that's great too. But remember, you need to know them, not just recognize them, but also how they sound and to recognize them when you write them and listen to them. Okay, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Y nos vemos hasta la próxima semana, next week. Okay, be good. Hasta la vista, amigos.